So in this video, I'm going to give you a 5-step strategy to figure out your career path while you're still at university, without losing your mind, wasting your time, or spiraling into existential dread. By the end, you'll know exactly what to aim for and why. My name is Mary. I'm a former strategy consultant and a Big Four auditor. For the past 12 years, I've helped students and young professionals figure out how to stand out and get hired. On this channel, I teach what I wish I knew as an undergrad: how to land the top graduate job, no trial and error, no wasting time. Let's start with the most important and the most difficult step: facing your fears. You have to face your fears so they can't control you. Most students aren't lost, they are scared. So let's address this. You will feel your brain unclench as this shifts you from emotion to problem-solving mode. Let's start with the most common fear, that the graduate job market is doomed. AI is coming for all of the graduate jobs and the competition is insane, so why would you even try? Sure, and even if all of the above is true, what alternative do you actually have? You still have to exist. Most of us don't have the luxury of giving up, even in the most competitive of markets. You still need to exist somehow, you still need to eat, you probably have student loans to pay, and you might want to be able to move out from your parents' place. So yes, it sucks. But being angry and frustrated with the situation is not going to help solve it. You can't just simply wait it out, because it's unlikely to resolve itself in the next couple of years. Your fears are valid, but none of them justify your paralysis. You move anyway. Life, unfortunately, isn't fair. The only course of action is to keep going and to keep trying. The second fear is a bit more timeless. What if I get it wrong? Let's get one thing straight. You will never have perfect information at the age of 21. Your job is not to pick a perfect career. It is to make the best decision based on the information you currently have, knowing that you will be able to pivot later when you have more data. So stop putting pressure on yourself saying, I have to get this right, because chances are you won't. And that's okay, because it's a lot easier to pivot in your 20s when you don't have mortgage or kids. And what is the information that you will be basing your decisions on then? Well, it's your circumstances, your needs, and your instincts. Based on that, we'll be able to outline your main priorities in step 2. Step 2 is being honest about what matters right now. Let's set some ground rules. You will not tie your self-worth to your application and offer track record. If you do that, your motivation will be gone around the 5th email saying, "We regret to inform you." Rejections reflect competition and preparation contrast, not your worth. And chances are, if you're a first-generation university student, or if your family doesn't come from those professional backgrounds, you might not have all of the insider track information that the other parents might have shared in terms of what preparation to do, what experience to get, etc. So it's not fair for you to compare yourself to somebody else. Instead of doing that, we're going to focus on the things that you can control and not pay attention to the track record of may or may not have gotten an interview invite before. And if you choose the job or the type of industry that actually fits you, you're much more likely to succeed and be more motivated to keep applying if you are facing a rejection or two. So here's what you can do. You can choose 3 non-negotiables, 3 variables about your future graduate job that are absolutely essential to you. It will be difficult to choose, and on the screen you see several suggested variables that you might choose. And then you can also include some of the nice-to-haves, with a clear understanding that you might not be able to find a job that encompasses everything that you would like to see in it. And that's okay as well. This is your first job, you're doing your best to choose something that suits you in the current moment. And notice how I say financial minimum, not top graduate job salary, because everybody wants the top paid graduate job. Who doesn't want 50K straight out of university? Of course we all do. But what is your plan B if you get rejected from all of those highly competitive jobs? You need to think beyond that. You need to think about what is the minimum salary that you would accept in order for you to exist in a chosen location and given your circumstances. It is not an easy exercise because you will have to find a compromise and set your priorities straight. For me, the most important things were staying in the same city with my boyfriend, now husband, and also developing skills that would pay dividends later in my career. So I focused on the jobs that would give me client-facing skills and finance skills. Did I want more pay? Of course I did. but I also knew that I would be able to grow my career later on and get the big pay packet later if I wanted to do so. It is priorities, it is chess, and it's knowing that this is just step one of your lifelong career journey. And a quick point on why following your passion might be a terrible advice for some. If I tried to find a job that, was based on my passions, I'd really struggle to monetize that, because for the most part, I really just enjoy playing PlayStation and spending time with my friends. So instead of focusing on what I wanted, I focused on what I really needed in that moment. 12 years after I started my corporate journey, I am now moving closer to what I consider my passion, which is coaching and inspiring others. However, when I was graduating, I didn't even know that it was a passion, and it took me that long to be able to create circumstances in which I can try and do that for a living. So of course, it is the perfect outcome to do something that you're truly passionate about. But do your circumstances allow you to do this, to follow your passion right after graduation? And what happens if after a few years of doing that, you realize that your circumstances and preferences change and this is no longer your passion? You need to consider all of that. Have a look at the list of non-negotiables that you've created. Is your passion able to give you those non-negotiables straight after university? If the answer is yes, excellent. If not, we're just gonna have to keep thinking. Or say you are on the other side of the spectrum. You're extremely pragmatic. You say, I don't care about my passions. I just want the super prestigious job in PE, VC, tech, whatever in London. The one with the very generous salary and even more generous working hours. And if you are after those sort of jobs, absolutely no judgment here, but you have to ask yourself a crucial question. Why exactly do you want that sort of job? Is it because the type of work that they do is exciting and interesting? You want to travel the world, you want to work with big clients, etc., etc.? Or is it because you want the respect of your friends and family? Or is it because you want to be earning over 10K above UK national average straight out of university? It's not a problem no matter what your answer is, but you have to be very clear on your why. Now, is your why strong enough to keep you going when you keep getting rejections? Is your why going to carry you through late nights and stress if you do get the job? And that's not to say don't apply at all. I do believe in you don't ask, you don't get. So by all means, give it your absolute best shot. But just remember that if you're feeling lost and you're doing this just because the salary is tempting and because everybody else is doing it, you have to be honest. You might not be able to get it. Not because you're not good enough, but because the competition is insane. Then you always have to have a plan B. If you are feeling unsure about your future career and worried that you'd forget the tips that I'm giving here, I've created a free checklist with links to helpful resources to help you figure out what graduate job might be right for you. Link is in the description. Step 3 is getting experience, any experience really. So as we already established, you make decisions based on the information you currently have available. So it makes sense that in order for you to increase the chances of getting it right, you will just need more data points. Theory and practice are two very different things. You might think that you will enjoy something, but unless you try it, you will never know for sure. For example, YouTube. I always thought it was so glamorous and fun, and it is, but the amount of work that you have to do for scripting, filming, editing, it's a steep learning curve. It takes a lot out of you. And on the flip side, for example, I was convinced that I will hate accounting because my mom was an accountant and it looked a very stressful and ungrateful sort of kind of job. And I ended up doing a audit graduate scheme in London and I ended up loving it against all odds. So you never know until you try. The solution is extremely simple. You have to keep getting experience. It doesn't even matter which experience, because currently, if you're lost, you don't know what you want to do. So you might as well try different things and see what sticks. And it kills multiple birds with one stone. Not only are you building up your CV, you're also developing skills, right? So retail jobs teaches you about client-facing interactions. Volunteering is great for resilience and communication and sometimes teamwork. And passion projects like having an Etsy shop, not only does it, demonstrate your creativity, but it also helps you learn digital marketing, SEO, sales tactics, etc. Every single thing you do builds your skill set. And surprise, another bonus is that getting any sort of experience also helps you understand what is it that you actually like. Do you prefer working as a solo person or a part of a team? Do you want to be a specialist in one sort of subject or do you want to be a generalist? Do you want a chill job, 9 to 5, or will you actually thrive under pressure? All of this is very good for you to self-reflect on, because that will help you choose the job that you'll be happy in, or at least that will be able to handle. And yes, I know you're a busy university student, but the good news is most of these roles don't require such a big time commitment. And if you do one new experience in the next 3 months, it will level up your CV. It will help you understand yourself a bit better. It will take you that one step closer to deciding what do you want to do after graduation. It will also make you a bit more employable as well with this new line on your CV. And this shifts you from planning mode into action mode. So give it a go. Step 4 is becoming a research machine. Now that you have a better idea of what your non-negotiables are and what sort of thing you might like to do as your job, you can start properly researching the graduate jobs to aim for. You don't need me to tell you that internet is great for these sort of things. Start with online forums where students and recent graduates discuss graduate jobs. So there are several Reddit subreddits for this sort of topic. There is the Student Room, there is eFinancial Careers, and there is Wikijobs, Glassdoor, no matter what. There are many places. And yes, you even have the permission to procrastinate a little bit more on YouTube and watch those day in life videos from people in graduate jobs right now. Just keep in mind that influencers sometimes might exaggerate a couple of things, sensationalize them, maybe embellish a truth or two. So keep that in mind as you watch that. But it should give you an idea in terms of what sort of work they do, how much time they spend in the office, and whether they actually enjoy what they're doing. And make sure to ask around people you know in real life, like your friends who might be a year or two above already with graduate job offers. Or you can search for people on LinkedIn. Make sure that it's a second connection and they're from your university. That way you have a bit more in common with them and they're more likely to reply. And attend a couple of alumni Q&A panels that universities seem to put out every semester or so. Another thing that you can do is run a deep research request on ChatGPT to help you brainstorm a couple of industries or companies or roles that might be suitable for you, your degree, and your level of experience. And don't ignore those university career service events or society events where a corporate sponsor comes in to give a talk. These might be useful insights for you as well. And finally, if you really want to go into a particular company, make sure you check out their early careers blog section, because usually there they have a lot of information that's not available on their job description, for example. And once you have an idea of a couple of roles that might suit you, start going through their requirements. First of all, do you meet the prerequisites? Do you have the right degree that they're requesting? Secondly, what sort of skills are they asking for? And do you have those sort of skills? Can you demonstrate them effectively? And finally, have a look at what sort of people they usually hire in those positions. Again, it's a quick search on LinkedIn. What sort of education and extracurriculars did these people have? Do you fit that profile? Now, the last one is not to discourage you from not applying if you don't fit that profile, but just have a look at the best practices, if you wish. Essentially, what did that person do to get the job? And learn and adjust based on that. Step 5 is to start narrowing down your industry options, ideally to 1 or 2 industry maximum. The easiest way to burn out during job search is spreading yourself too thin. This is not Call of Duty, we're not spraying and praying here. If you choose 1 or 2 industries, you will be able to utilize the economies of scale, and this will help you really maximize the efficiency and productivity of your graduate job search. Think about it. If you focus on 1 or 2 industries, first of all, your research will be a lot deeper compared to somebody who applies to jobs in finance, consulting, tech, general management, whatever. So the quality of your applications, as well as the responses that you give in interviews, will be a lot higher than the average person. At the same time, the quality and the efficiency of your applications and preparation will improve dramatically, as you will start seeing similarities between how different companies within the same industry treat their recruitment process. They will be asking similar questions and will be expecting similar knowledge of the current events. And of course, once you select an industry, you'll be able to get additional experience that's needed specifically by that industry and therefore tailor your CV a bit better. That will help you stand out from any generalist applicants who are not targeting that particular industry. They're just targeting any job in any industry. You will stand out from the crowd if you tailor. And of course, since now you're a research machine, you probably established some connections within that industry. Those people will be able to offer you an insider perspective on that industry and how it works, which will improve the quality of your responses in applications and interviews. And as your research deepens, you will learn about more and more companies that hire graduates, but maybe not as commonly known as some of the big names on campus. That means that you will still be able to get a job in the industry that you are interested in, but without as much of a competition, because other students didn't do that level of research and don't have the awareness of additional players in the market. And remember, you're not meant to have everything figured out in your teens or even your early 20s. Feeling lost is absolutely normal. As you research, try things, speak to people, your path will get clearer. The only way forward is to take action, because that helps you get out of your head. You're exactly where you're meant to be. And if you need help with the next steps, whether it's the CVs, interviews, or assessment centers, I have other videos on my channel that break it down step by step. The algorithm thinks that you will like this video in particular. And if you want the full roadmap, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the future videos. It's free and it will genuinely make your job search easier. If you like this video, give it a like and leave a comment letting me know which industry you are considering right now. Keep going, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!